What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Dylan Grope here with Extreme.Outdoorsmen. If you guys are new here to the channel, make sure to go hit that subscribe button for me. Help me at 23,000 subscribers. I would really appreciate it. But as you guys can tell, it is pretty chilly here. It's mid-summer time and I am wearing sweatpants and a sweatshirt. And it's pretty crazy. Me and my dad are here at a local lake and it's a little overcast today. It's not really hot. It's been in the 80s, 90s lately, and today it's only a high of 60. So it's pretty cold. So usually when it's overcast and cold like this, a lot of those fish are roaming around. So we're gonna be throwing a lot of spinner baits or a lot of moving baits today until we can find them. And once we find the fish, probably going to be moving to some jigs and stuff. So hopefully we can get on a couple fish today, and we'll see you guys here in a bit.
Fish on, first cast, guys. I don't know how big it is, but decent one. A rocky.
First cast fish.
Yeah, better than nothing, I guess. Hooked him right in the cheek. It's a fatty. This used to be one of my #1 baits, guys. This Fluke right here. I've caught so many big fish in tournaments. The way I used to throw it, a little clam weight on the back, just a little weight so I can cast it further. That's all it's on there for. But the way I used to fish it years ago and usually catch a big fish on it, I always catch 4, 4.5, 5 pound bass on it in tournaments. Just throw it out and just let it sit there and soak on the bottom for like a couple minutes. And don't do nothing, and then twitch it hard and then let it go back down. I've caught some of my biggest bass in tournaments on that sucker right there. Green pumpkin fluke, zoomed green pumpkin fluke. Caught my biggest bass the other day on it. It was about a 4.5 pounder out here on Lake Orion. Just cast it out, let it sit there, and just watch your line on the surface. You'll see it twitch or start moving. I put it on a wide gap hook, Gamakatsu, a little bit thinner gauge hook. Sometimes a heavier gauge. If you want more distance, use a heavier gauge hook. So it's got more weight to it. You can cast it further. So I always have a fluke tied on. It's kind of like I always have a jerkbait tied on. Have a fluke tied on. Pretty big one. Like I just explained, guys, I just threw it in between a dock and a pontoon in the dark color water, and this sucker come out and got it. Good 2 pounder, 2.5 pounder. Telling you, it works. So you guys that fish tournaments, man, keep one of these babies on, it'll catch you a giant. There it is right there. I got a Gamakatsu or VMC, one of the two, I can't remember, but it'll catch you good fish. It's kind of a boring way to fish. It's not your typical throwing out and jerking it in. This is just throw it out, it'll go to the bottom and then twitch it a couple times, let it go back down. I'm telling you, it's effective bait that I haven't told too many people about it through the years, but green pumpkin's about the best color I've found that works. Put your hook on there. Yeah, it's a VMC hook. And it's just a Zoom Fluke. I put it up in there like that, and this clam weight, I started using those probably 20, 25 years ago. They pinch on the line just like a split shot, but they go through the grass better than a split shot. And I'm telling you, it's a killer bait. You watch tonight, I'll catch a good one out. Just throw it around weed beds, underneath docks, or lifted docks with the boat racks or whatever. Just let it sit there. Those bass come up and grab it. Especially when it's cool out. It's cool today. It's like only in the high 60s here. I think it's like August 13th. And I'll tell you what, you'll catch some of the biggest bass that day on this Fluke. Try it.
Mondo. Alright guys, my first fish of the day, frickin' Mondo. Probably like not even a 1 pounder. It's a fish.
Fish on, guys, on a jig. We tried out deep, didn't work. Come back and shallow and get a fish on right away. Pretty nice one. Two pounder. Flipping in these dark spots here. Maybe they're in shallow. That's where we caught all our fish. So obviously they are in shallow.
Nicely done.
Hell yeah. Shellfish.
Couple more of those, you have a nice fish fry tonight.
Yeah.
Shine, guys. I just told Dylan this looks pretty good right here, and I flip in here with a jig and get a decent one here. Two pounder, 2.5. He's a fatty. Throwing that jig right there with a menace on it. Just making little flips like that and twitching it.
About it, nice to
Quite a few fish on the jig now. Two? Good one, guys. On a chopper's jig. We won a tournament here a few years ago. I was just talking to Dylan about the tournament we won, and I flip in and we get a hit. That's crazy, isn't it? You get 2.5 pounder. That was a number 10 going back in. No splash. Let's catch some more. Jigging here and 10 foot of water. Maybe it'll be game on. Fish on. Real dark one. About 1.5 pounds. Chopper's jig with a menace on the back, guys. Putting the hammer down. He's easing along these shore. They seem like all the fish are in shallow water. You'd think they're out in deeper water, but I guess it's cloudy out. They done moved up like they do at night. They moved up closer to shores. That's where we caught all our fish in less than probably 7 or 8 foot of water so far. I've been twitching.
Fish on. Finally. On the jig. Having fun out here today, guys. Jig's working really, really good. My dad's freaking destroying me today. Seems like that's how it's been lately. He's always on fire out here on our little local lakes, or pretty much everywhere we go, because he taught me everything I know about fishing. So he's the hammer, but there's a pretty decent sized bass on the jig. He's been destroying them on the jig pretty much all day, so I tied it on and I'm starting to catch them. So pretty nice one.
Switching it kind of somewhat hard. Like bounce up and down on the bottom, then let it go back down, switch it like more. Switch, and that's it. Switch.
Yeah. That's a decent one.
Want another picture?
That's nice.
Sure. Thanks.
Look at that, we got a fish.
Yeah. Pretty good one.